Hello everyone. Welcome to STEM Education. I'm Shaista. Today we are going to study Year 10, Chapter Plant Nutrition. And today we will understand about a new topic, that is leaf adaptation. This is our new topic because in our previous class we have already studied about the structure of leaf. So in this topic we will understand about the leaf adaptation. How leaf are modified themselves, or the structure of the leaf, which we have already studied in our previous class, how it absorbs water, how it performs photosynthesis, what is the adaptive feature that leaf do to perform photosynthesis. That we are going to study in this class. So the adaptive feature of the leaf is what? In the leaf adaptation, leaves are adapted to obtain carbon dioxide. Leaves are adapted. Leaves are adapted to obtain carbon dioxide, water, sunlight. Carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight. Okay? Water and sunlight. Because, why it is necessary for, for leaves to perform photosynthesis? Because leaves are the very, very important organ of the plant. Because you know what? In our body, if you look at your body, your animal's body, we have a several organ system. So we need food. If we don't have a stomach or a pancreas or a small intestine, all these organs are important to eat food as well as to digest food, right? So plants need leaves so that it can prepare its food. And why food is important? I think I don't need it. Actually, I don't need to explain. I don't need to explain why we need food. We have already studied since our childhood that we need food. Why it is so important to gain energy, for to grow well, for being healthy. We need food, and a different kind of food we need in our balanced diet. And so plant cannot eat food, and plant cannot plant cannot eat food. And the second thing, plant cannot go anywhere to acquire food. So how plant get their food? By plant can make its food by its own. So what is the criteria? What is the basic criteria so that plants can make their own food? So this is the criteria, like plants have those kind of structures so that they can adapt several features by which they can make their foods. So the process is known as photosynthesis. So leaf adaptation for what? For photosynthesis, to perform photosynthesis so that they can make their own food, right? So these are the adaptive feature of the plant. So leaves are the important organ which adapt according to the what? According to the situation, so that they can gain more light, they can absorb water, and they can they can also absorb air, or specifically carbon dioxide from the air, right? These are adaptive to obtain these things, these inorganic substance from the nature, from the atmosphere. All right. I hope it is clear.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. So let's proceed further. One by one, we will understand that how leaves are adapted, carbon dioxide, what is the structure, so that they can get more and more carbon dioxide and water and sunlight. Fine. So first of all, let me tell you about carbon dioxide. The chapter name is, here I have not written here. Okay. The chapter name is plant nutrition. The chapter name is plant nutrition. You can write the chapter name. Previously, we have already studied till leaf structure. The chapter name is plant structure. Okay. Yeah, carbon dioxide. We will study more about the carbon dioxide. Where do leaves obtain carbon dioxide? Leaves can obtain carbon dioxide from the air, right? Carbon dioxide is obtained from CO2. I hope you understand what is CO2. CO2 is the chemical name of what? Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is obtained from the air. From the air. Carbon dioxide is obtained from the air, but you know what? And it is only available in 0.04%. 0.04% in our atmosphere. Do you know that carbon dioxide is available only in 0.04% in our atmosphere? But yeah, still, yes?
Nothing. I was just saying yes to what you said.
Yeah, right. Carbon dioxide is only present 0.04%, but here you can understand that all the plant is getting carbon dioxide from the air. So it means how they are adaptive, so that only 0.04% they are getting carbon dioxide and convert it into what? Convert into their food, and also convert into the waste product, which is oxygen, right? And oxygen is very, very important gas for us. For whom? For us, for human beings, so that we can breathe or we can respirate, right? So carbon dioxide obtained from the air, it is only available in 0.04%. Therefore, leaf must be very efficient. Here you can understand how efficient leaves are. Therefore, the leaf must be very efficient. Must be very efficient and absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. That's why leaves have a large surface area. Have you seen? I have already explained previously in our previous class the structure of the leaf, the outer structure of the leaf, like the broader part. The broader part is known as lamina. This is known as the lamina. So it should be what? Because it has an adaptive feature. This is a leaf should be what? More efficient. That's why it has a broader part, the broader leaf, so that it can gain more and more carbon dioxide, can absorb more carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Okay? Absorbing carbon dioxide. The leaf must be efficient at absorbing carbon dioxide. Okay? The large surface area is known as what? What is the name of the large surface area? Can you tell me the name? Can you tell me the name? Talha, do you know the name of large surface area?
Miss, which one? There are two Talhas in this meeting.
What?
There are two people called Talha in this meeting. Which one?
You both are Talha?
Yes.
It means there's two people and you both have a name, same name, right? Talha?
Yes.
All right. So both Talha. Which Talha was present in our previous class?
I wasn't there.
Achha, okay, only Tala, and then the second one is Tala Hayat. So, all right. So Tala Hayat, this is your first class?
This is my first class.
All right. Achha, okay, Tala, so now tell me. Only Tala. Now tell me, what is the broader part? What's the broader part name of the leaf? Can you tell me?
I forgot, miss.
You forgot?
Yes.
That broader part, is it visible? That broader part is known as lamina. Lamina. Right? The broader part is known as lamina. Okay?
Yes.
Did you make notes from our previous class?
I wasn't there. This is my first class.
No, only I'm asking for Talha, only Talha.
Yeah, that's me.
So did you make notes?
I didn't because I wasn't in the class, the last class we had.
I think there were one student there in our previous class.
I think it was Talha Hayat.
Talha Haya, you were there? Anyways, if you don't know, so let me tell you. See, this is the leaf. The basic structure of the leaf, let me tell you. This is leaf. You must have seen if you have plant at your home. So, see. The broader part is known as lamina. Lamina, the veins like the thin strands like a structure is known as vein. Veins. The middle thicker line present on the leaf is known as midrib. It is known as midrib. Right? And these, the midrib extended to the where? Extended the part which is known as petiole. You can call it either petiole or a leaf stalk. And the leaf stalk, the part from the leaf stalk is connected to the stem. The part from where the leaf is connected is known as, either you can call it leaf stalk or you can call it petiole. Okay, so this is the structure of the leaf, and these are the parts of the leaf, outer parts of the leaf, which we can see, which is visible by our eyes. But there is the inner part also inside the leaves, which I have already discussed in our last class. All right. So that's what I'm saying. The large surface area helps to absorb much air or much carbon dioxide. The large surface area of the leaf helps to expose it to the air. Expose it to the air expose it so that expose it to as much as air as absorbed as possible, right? So the large surface area helps to expose it to as much air as what? As possible. Right. So that's why leaves has a broad surface area. All right.
Yes.
I have already explained, I have already told you about the mesophyll palisade, isn't it? I've told you about the mesophyll palisade. Do you have book?
Yes, miss. I have book with me.
So you can go through your book, which is on the page number 60. There is I have already explained each and every part of the leaf, like a structure of the leaf. I have already explained in our last class that there is a structure of the leaf. The upper part is known as upper epidermis, which is in a waxy layer which protect the leaf, which protect the outer layer of the leaf. And just beneath, just under the upper epidermis, there is a mesophyll palisade. And under, which is what? Strongly bounded. Mesophyll palisade is what? Strongly bounded.
Miss,
Yes.
I already know that. Are you talking about like the guard cells and the spongy mesophyll and the upper
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I already know that.
Good. That's good. That's good. That's what I want to ask. Okay. Who know that? Tala or Tala Hayat? You both, do you have any doubt? Tala Hayat? Weren't present in the last class. So why I'm asking about the palisade mesophyll? I'm asking about the palisade mesophyll because, let me tell you, because the carbon dioxide, which is absorbed by the leaf, where it absorbs on the mesophyll layer. Okay, it's absorbed where mesophyll cells needs the carbon dioxide, mesophyll layers needs the water, mesophyll layer needs the sunlight. Because in the mesophyll layer, you will see when you go through or when you just refer your book, so you will find out there is a cells, mesophyll cells. So inside the mesophyll cells, there's a structure presented. There's a chloroplast, lot of chloroplast present in the cell, and the vacuole as well as nucleus present in it, so that sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water, so that it can what? Perform photosynthesis, right? That's why mesophyll cell needs the carbon dioxide. Am I visible? See,
Yes, Miss, you are.
Mesophyll cell needs the carbon dioxide, mesophyll cell needs the carbon dioxide inside the leaf. Where? Inside the leaf. Inside the leaf, so that it can perform photosynthesis well. Okay. And you know what is the procedure? What is the process? Mesophyll cell needs the carbon dioxide inside the cell, and carbon dioxide get into the leaf. Carbon dioxide get into the leaf. Carbon dioxide get into the leaf through the stomata. Through the stomata. Through the stomata. You know what is a stomata?
Yes, Miss.
What is that? Could you please tell me what is stomata? Tell me what is stomata?
It's found in the epidermis of the leaves, and it allows like the movement of gases in and out of the intercellular species.
What cellular species? What?
No, Miss. It allows the movement of gases in and out of the intercellular species, also called stomata.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Stomata actually, stomata is controlled by the guard cell, which allows the gaseous exchange, and as well as it allows or controls the stomata to transpirate. Do you know what is transpiration? I hope you all know about the transpiration.
No, Miss, I don't know what is transpiration.
You don't know what is transpiration? It is a very important process. Transpiration, let me tell you. Transpiration, you know what? As you said, that is stomata is controlled by the guard cell. You know, this is the basic structure. If you refer your book, you will see that this is the basic structure of the stomata, which is a tiny pore-like structure present on it. When it absorbs enough water from the roots, it absorbs enough water from the roots, the stomata, or a singular form is what? Stoma. So it is swollen up. So when it absorbs the water and absorb the carbon dioxide, and after absorbing the carbon dioxide, when it performs photosynthesis or just prepare the food, so it releases. So when it just swollen up afterward absorbing enough water as well as converting the gas carbon dioxide into oxygen, it is swollen up. So what happened after that? It just releases from the pores. So extra water releasing from the stomata. So that is known as transpiration. So stomata, which is present on the leaf, is the only part from where gaseous exchange happens as well as extra water releases to the atmosphere in the form of water vapor, right? So transpiration, it is the process. It is the process of releasing extra water in the form of water vapor. In the form of water vapor through stomata. Through stomata. That's why it is said that where there is a more plant or a more forest, that place gain more rain. This is the reason. And that's why it is said that we should plant more and more trees. All right? You get it? So this process is known as what? Transpiration. It is also a very important process. If you have studied about the water table in your junior classes, so we'll come to know what is the transpiration. Transpiration is one of the levels of the water table. Where were we? We were about the carbon dioxide. We're studying about the carbon dioxide. So mesophyll cell needs the carbon dioxide inside the leaf, get into the leaf through the stomata. And how carbon dioxide get into the leaf? Get inside the plant through the leaf. Okay? Through the leaf, and through the stomata. Actually, in the leaf, through the stomata. And it helps. And it happens through the process of diffusion. And how it happens, how carbon dioxide spread in the leaves, how carbon dioxide goes inside the stomata through the process of diffusion. Do you know the process of diffusion? And it happens through the process of diffusion. Process of diffusion. Did you get it, what I said? Till here?
Miss, I saw what you said.
What?
I understood what you said.
All right. Understood. That is well and good. Do you know what is diffusion? You know what is diffusion? Both of you? See, either it is a water, sunlight, or a carbon dioxide, which is absorbed or goes inside the stomata and is spread through which process? Through the diffusion. You know what? Let me tell you, let me give you some example of diffusion. You know, when your mother or any person at your home is cooking food, so you can smell the food from far away. Like if you're sitting on a different room and the food is cooking inside the kitchen, so it is very easy to smell the food. What is cooking inside the kitchen? You can observe. You can easily observe that what is cooking because by smelling the food, you know what? How it happens? Because the molecules which is spread in the air and floats away and floats far away. This is known as the diffusion. Or when you spray any kind of perfume on your body, so you can smell that perfume from the far away. So that is what? That is diffusion. So diffusion is the process of Diffusion is what? It's a process of going through a particle going through the higher concentration to the lower concentration. Movement of particle from higher concentration to the lower concentration. Let me give you another example. Like if you're having a jar, fine, and you are having a water inside the jar. So what you have done, you've just mixed what? You've just mixed a ink. You've just mixed ink. Here, when you added ink, so this ink here, in this case, in this position, the ink is in higher concentration. The ink is in higher concentration. After a few seconds, the ink will dissolve in the water and the color of the water will turn into blue. So it means the concentration of the ink is what? Converted into from higher concentration to the lower concentration. This is known as diffusion. This is known as what? Diffusion. The movement of particle from higher concentration to the lower concentration is known as diffusion. Understood?
Yes, Miss.
Good. So this is diffusion, and through the diffusion, the carbon dioxide is spread in the stomata. All right? So behind each stoma, which is present in the mesophyll cell, behind each stoma, is an air space present. Is an air space present which connect up, if you remember the structure of the leaf, so you will easily connect these terms to them. Okay, so which connect behind each stoma, which is present in the mesophyll palisade or a mesophyll layer, mesophyll cell. Sorry, stoma is air space present which connect with the other, connect up with the airspace, with the other airspace, with the other airspace. Do you get it? Each stoma is connected with the airspace present in the mesophyll cell, or mesophyll palisade cell, connected up with the other airspace present in the spongy mesophyll cell. Okay, spongy mesophyll. And where spongy mesophyll is present? Just beneath the palisade mesophyll. Spongy mesophyll cell. Spongy mesophyll cell. And it can diffuse through the cell. I hope you know, you are very much aware about the cell wall, cell membrane,
Yes, Miss.
Good.
That's easy stuff.
Yeah. And cell membrane. So it can diffuse through the cell wall and cell membrane. Okay. Cell wall and cell membrane, where it is present? Outside the cells, the outer layer of the cell of each cell. Each and every cell. Each and every cell of the, and into the chloroplast. And into the chloroplast. Did you get it what I have written here? See what
Yes,
I have written
Miss.
here? Let me explain you again. Here I'm writing about the carbon dioxide, how carbon dioxide is absorbed to the leaf, right? So first of all, what I said, the mesophyll cell need carbon dioxide inside the leaf, all right, and get into the leaf through which? Through a stomata, okay, and happens through the process of diffusion. How it absorbs? Through the diffusion. Through the diffusion, it goes to the stomata, and behind each stoma, Stoma is what? It is a singular form of stomata. Fine. So each stoma is an air space in the mesophil palisade, which is connected. Each air space is connected with the other spongy mesophil, other air space present in the spongy mesophil. Okay, spongy mesophil cell, and it can diffuse through the cell wall. Diffuse, it means mixed up through the cell wall and cell membrane. Outer layer of the cell wall, cell membrane, each cell, and goes to the where? To the chloroplast. All right, and goes to the chloroplast and then absorbed, right, for photosynthesis. So these are the process. These are the process by which a leaf can absorb a carbon dioxide.
Miss.
Any doubt, both of you?
Miss.
Any doubt? Yes.
Can you give us time to write this?
Sorry.
Can you give us time to write this? Right.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Or you can take a screenshot.
What?
If you want to write, you can write it. Otherwise, you can take a screenshot.
Yeah, I'm going to write it.
All right, let's write it. If you complete your writing, let me know. Okay.
I'm done writing this.
You're done writing. That's good. So now the another part is what? Water. How leaf absorb water, how it use water in the leaf. That's what we are going to understand. All right. Next term is what? It's water. Is it visible? Water. Okay. So what is obtained from the water is obtained from the roots. Obviously, we all know that. If you are having a plant at your home, so what you do? Generally, watering the plant where? To the soil, to the root of the plant. So, leaf or a plant can get water from where? Obtained from the soil, through the roots here, through the roots here. Do you know how many roots are there? Do you know? Water obtained from the soil through the root hairs, isn't it? Broadly, roots are of two types, taproot and a fibrous root, right? I hope you all know. Water obtained from the soil through the root hairs and carried up to the xylem vessel. I've already explained you about the xylem and phloem inside the leaf structure. I've already explained you xylem and phloem. Do you remember? What is the function of xylem? What is the function of phloem? The function of xylem is what? Carry water and mineral from the roots to the leaf. Water and mineral from the root to the leaf, so that it can prepare food. What is the function of phloem? Again, you can remember with the letter F, PH, that is F. You can consider it as a F, like a food. So phloem carry food. From where? Where there is a food is prepared?
From the roots or the
No.
leaf.
Yeah, of course. From the leaf. Because food is prepared in the leaf. So carry food from the leaf. From the leaf to the other part of the plant. Other part of the plant, including roots. Isn't it? Root is also need a food. Isn't it? Part of the other part of the plant, including roots. Because there are different type of food or a fruit we eat or we get in the form of roots. For example, carrot, radish, isn't it? We eat. What is that? That is the root of the plant. Other part including roots. So these are the function of the xylem and phloem. I hope it is clear. So water obtained from the soil through the root hairs and carried up to the xylem vessel. To the xylem vessel. Xylem vessels, isn't it? Where it is present? In this stem. This stem, like a xylem vessel, tube-like a structure. Right. Xylem vessel. Water travels. Water travels from xylem vessel to the leaf. Simple. To the mesophyll. Xylem vessels. From xylem vessels to the mesophyll cell. Obviously, mesophyll cell. Mesophyll cell, isn't it? Any doubt till here?
No, miss.
By which process? By the process of osmosis. By osmosis. You know what is osmosis? You know what is osmosis? Huh?
Yes, miss.
What is that? Tell me about the osmosis.
Osmosis is the movement of water molecules from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration.
That's right. That's right. And give me one common example of the osmosis. The process of give me one common example of the process of osmosis which you can see at your home also. Can you give me like some kind of machinery which is based on the osmosis process?
I'm not sure, miss.
Not sure. RO? Have you heard about the RO? Water purifier?
No.
Water purifier?
I haven't heard of it.
You haven't heard about that? In India and Pakistan, we generally use a water purifier because if water is not drinkable enough, so people use what? People use water purifier that is known as RO. There's a different company name. So RO means reverse osmosis. So that particular machine to purify water, that particular machine is function or work on an osmosis process. Which process? Reverse osmosis process. Okay?
Okay, miss.
You want to write it? Take it right. The next is what? Next adaptive feature. The next adaptation is what? Like sunlight. Sun. Are you writing?
Miss, I took a screenshot this time.
All right, fine. So next is what? Next is sunlight. Sunlight. Plant has to absorb the sunlight right? From the sun or heat, right? We want to trap the heat where? In the stomata. So the broad part, where it is absorbed or trapped in the broader part of the leaf. The broad part of the leaf, absorb the sunlight. We help to obtain, help to absorb as much sunlight as possible. As possible, right? For what? For what process? As possible. As possible. Because plants, why? Because plants that live in shady place, or which receive very less sunlight or a few amount of sunlight, often have a particularly big leaves. Big leaf. You know what? Why it happens? Big leaves. So that it can receive more and more sunlight. For what? To perform photosynthesis, so that it can make their food. All right? And which cell is needed the sunlight? Which cell? Which part? The part of the leaf. It means which cell is needed the much sunlight? Mesophyll cell. Only mesophyll cell. Okay? The cell that need the sunlight are mesophils. Is it visible? The lower side of the board? Is it visible?
Yes.
All right. So mesophyll cell. Which part is needed? Mesophyll cell is needed to receive the sunlight. Okay. The thinner of the leaf. Okay. You know what? Some leaves are thinner, some are very much, some leaves are thicker and some leaves are thinner. Why it happens? Some plants has a thinner leaf, some plant has a thicker leaf. Why it happens? You know the reason? The thinness of the leaf allows the. You know the reason? Because as much as thinner leaf receives much sunlight and release more amount of water and more amount of gaseous exchange happens. When if there are thicker leaf, if there's a leaf which is thicker in the structure, it means they release less amount of water and they transpirate very less amount of water and it doesn't require much amount of sunlight. That's why it has a thicker kind of a structure of leaf. So if you're having a cactus plant or an aloe vera plant, so you will, or any kind of succulent plant, that's why they need a very less amount of water. You don't need to water every day, right, to that plant, because they store the water. If they prepare the food, once they prepare the food, they store that food in the leaf. That's why when you cut the leaf from the middle side, if you cut the leaf from the middle side or slit the leaf, so you will find out that there's a jelly kind of a structure you will find. And that jelly kind of a structure, or the jelly, is known as what? That is its food, which is the stored food. That's why their leaves are thick in structure, thick. you will find there's a thick structure and there's a thorn also. Fine. So cells that need sunlight are what? Which cell needed? Mesophyll cell. And the next point is the thinness of the leaf. The thinness of the leaf allows the sunlight, to penetrate deeper. Penetrate deeper. Okay? Deeper or right through it. Or right through it. Right? Right through it. And after that, and reach to the each cell. Each cell. And reach to the each cell. Okay? And to absorb more sunlight, epidermis cell. You know what? There's an epidermis layer also, as I've already told you in our previous class, that there's an epidermis. The upper layer of the leaf structure is what? Epidermis cell. And why it is so? It is a waxy kind of a structure to protect the cell. To protect the leaf, the upper part. Upper epidermis, there's a two layer of epidermis, upper epidermis and the lower epidermis, which protect the inside structure of the leaf, right? Right? So to absorb more and more sunlight, epidermal cell has no chloroplast. Epidermal cell, upper epidermis and lower epidermis are present on the leaf. The structure of the leaf, you will find out the upper layer and the lower layer. But epidermal cell has no chloroplast present in it. But in the mesophyll, the spongy mesophyll and the palisade mesophyll, they have so many chloroplasts present in it, so that it can what? Perform photosynthesis and gain and trap oxygen. They need oxygen, water, and what? Carbon dioxide, so that it can perform photosynthesis and prepare its food. But epidermal cell do not have what? Have chloroplast. Epidermal cell has no chloroplast because it doesn't need to perform photosynthesis. Chloroplast. No chloroplast. And transparent, as well as it is transparent. Transparent. You get it till here? You have any doubt?
No, miss, no doubt.
Both of you? You don't have any doubt? See, let me share a picture, like first matter. Okay. Are you able to see the picture?
Yes, I can see it.
All right. So here you can see the picture. Okay. So this is the picture of what? The upper layer. The upper layer, this one, the upper layer is known as what? The upper layer is this one, where I am pointing. This is what I have written here, which is what? That is epidermal cell. This is epidermal. And in this part, there is no chloroplast present because it doesn't need to perform photosynthesis. Fine? But in the lower layer, here, in this part, this is known as the upper, this part is known as palisade mesophyll. It has a lot of chloroplast present in it. And water trap in this cell, right? And goes to the chloroplast. By which process? By osmosis. It is also absorbed carbon dioxide through the diffusion. All right. And then what is that? And the next one, sunlight. It also traps the sunlight where? To chloroplast, so that it can perform what? It can perform photosynthesis. And beneath that, beneath the palisade mesophyll, there is another mesophyll, which is known as this part. This part is known as spongy mesophyll. This is known as spongy mesophyll. It means both the mesophylls need water, sunlight, and air. Okay. And the lower part, this one, this part is known as lower epidermal or lower epiderm. And between these, there is a stoma present in it. Stoma, which controlled by the guard cell. Clear? I hope it is clear. Okay. I have only one picture. Fine. So if you're having a book, so look at page number 62. There's a question. What is another name of leaf stalk? Are you able to see your book? Good. So there's a question that what is the another name of a leaf stalk? Can you tell me the name of the leaf stalk? What is the another name of the leaf stalk? I've already told you many times that the another name of the leaf stalk. Leaf stalk is the part where leaf is connected to the stem. What is the name of the leaf stalk? So the another name of the leaf stalk is petiole. You can write in your notebook. The another name of the leaf stalk is what? It's a petiole. Have you written this? Good. Should I rub it?
Yes, you can.
Oh. So another name of the leaf stalk is what? Petiole. See, as I've already made a diagram of the leaf. This is the leaf diagram, which is connected to the what? To some kind of stem. Okay. This is known as this part. It's connected to the stem. This is known as leaf stalk. You can call it either a leaf stalk or a petiole. Or petiole. The small, thin hair like a strand is known as what? Veins. Clear? See, and the next question is, which kind of cell makes the cuticle on the leaf? Which kind of cell makes the cuticle on the leaf? Epidermal cell? A waxy kind of a structure? Epidermis. What is the function of the cuticle? To protect the leaf. Stomata. I hope you all know about the stomata. I hope you all know about the guard cell. What is guard cell? Guard cell protect the stomata. All right. And you have to list the three kind of cell in the leaf which contain chloroplast. Three kind of cell in a leaf which contain chloroplast, and one kind which doesn't. So one is what? Mesophyll palisade, mesophyll, spongy mesophyll, and another one you have to tell me. And which doesn't contain? That is known as what? You need to tell me. Tell me. Which doesn't contain chloroplast? I just told you. I have written on the board. Which cell doesn't contain chloroplast? Epidermal cell. Just written here. I just told you, epidermal cell. Epidermal cell doesn't contain. Doesn't contain. Doesn't contain what? Chloroplast.
Chloroplast.
Yeah, that's right. Hope you understood? Is there any doubt, both of you?
Yes,
Till here?
miss, I understood. I have no doubts.
That's good. That's good. You don't have doubt? Okay, so the next topic we have to proceed through. We've already covered carbon dioxide, water, sunlight. And the next topic is what? That is known as adaptation and function. Do you know what is adaptation in a general way? Can you tell me about the adaptation in a very general way? You know what is adaptation? Adaptation is the process, by which we can change the way of living. For example, if you live in a very colder place and if you come to this very hotter place, so what will you do? If you're living in a colder place, it means that you will put on some kind of warm clothes. Your body is what? Your body is used to for the colder weather. But when you come to the hotter place, comparatively to the hotter place, so it means you will adapt the feature, your body will adapt the feature according to the environment. So you will you will put on light clothes so that air can move from your clothes and you will feel easy. You will feel not much hot, right? So this is adaptation. So if you see, like there's so many animals, like if you take an example of a polar bear, so polar bear have any other kind of animals which lives in a colder region, they have a fur present on the body so that they can protect, and they have fur. They have fur. It's a long kind of a hair present on the body so that they can protect themselves from the colder weather. But in a hotter weather, comparatively in hotter weather, or the place where there is a not much harsh temperature, if there will be not too much hot, the climate is not too much hot, not too much cold. So the animal, you will find out that the hair, you can see the size of the hair, the skin is very thin. They have very small very small hair present on the body, so that they can adapt in both the environment, like in India or in Pakistan. So the weather is what? Not too cold, not too hot. So that's why we adapt both the climate. In colder weather, we just put on the sweater and put on the warmer clothes, and in the hotter region, we just put on a cotton clothes or a lighter clothes. So that is what? That is the adaptive feature of us, right? So this is what? This is the adaptation. So there is a difference between an adaptation and a functions. So in a very gentle way, we can consider it as an adaptation, right? So that's how plant also adapt something from their atmosphere, from their environment. So adaptation, there's a difference in your book. You can refer your book, like on the page number 63, that adaptation supported by stem and petiole. Leaves is supported by the stem and petiole. Petiole is what? Leaf stalk supported by the stem. This is what? Adaptive feature of the leaf. If there is no leaf stalk or a no stem, how it is possible to grow a leaf? Fine, it cannot grow on the flower. It cannot grow to the roots. That's why it grow on the stem, right? So this is the adaptive feature of the plant. And the function, what is the function of the leaf? To expose as much as sunlight and air. And why it happens? Because so that it can expose and absorb more and more and sunlight. Next one is large surface area. Why it has a large surface area? That's it. So that it can expose its large surface area and gain much sunlight and air. Or air, it means carbon dioxide, to perform photosynthesis. right? Next adaptation, leaf is thin in structure. Its structure is what? It is thin. It's not thick, because if it will be thick, it cannot exchange, or a gaseous exchange will not easy as in a thin leaf. That's why it is thin in a structure. Why? To allow sunlight to penetrate to all the cells present inside the leaf. If you want to see the each and every cell of the leaf, you can use electron microscope. There's a two type of microscope, which is normal, or normal microscope. You can find it in your school laboratory. Second one is what? Electron microscope, to see the detailing, more details. Next is stomata in lower epidermis. Stomata is present in the lower epidermis to allow carbon dioxide to diffuse and oxygen to diffuse out. As I said, like it absorbs carbon dioxide to perform photosynthesis. So during the photosynthesis, do you know the chemical reaction of photosynthesis? Do you know the
Yes,
chemical?
miss.
Tell me, what is the chemical reaction? Yeah, tell me.
Do you want me to tell you in like the words, or do you want me to tell you like the chemical symbols and everything?
What? What? Could you please repeat?
Should I tell it to you in like words, or should I just give it to you in like
No, you just need to tell me the reactions. Yes, that's right. Yes, exactly. That is carbon dioxide react with water. That's right. That's right. Carbon dioxide and water, and which react with each other in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Sunlight and chlorophyll. It prepares food in the form of glucose, right? C6, H12, O6, and releases oxygen. You know what? Here, during the photosynthesis, oxygen is the waste product. Oxygen is what? It is the waste product of the plant, but it is useful for a human being. Waste product of plant during photosynthesis. It's not balanced yet. We have to balance. You just have to put 6. Okay?
yes, miss.
The chemical reaction of photosynthesis. Right. See, what is next adaptation? There is a chart. You have to refer your book, and it will be good when you learn all the adaptive feature and a function. So these are the adaptive features, and what is the function of this particular adaptive feature of the plant or a leaf, right? There is no chloroplast present in epidermal cell. Why it happens? Because epidermal cell doesn't contain any kind of chloroplast, because it doesn't need to perform photosynthesis, because epidermal cell only need to protect the leaf, the inner layer of the leaf. Epidermal cell is what? The epidermis, upper epidermis, the lower epidermis is required just to protect the leaf, nothing else. It doesn't need to perform the photosynthesis. So, to allow sunlight to penetrate the mesophyll layer. Why it happens? Why? Epidermal cell doesn't have a chloroplast, so that when sunlight comes to the leaf, it will penetrate inside the mesophyll cell. Okay? You get it?
Yes, miss.
So please look at your book, page number 63. There's a question. I have given some homework to you. I have given homework now, Bella. Did you complete the homework?
When did you give the homework?
I have given the homework. I think maybe you have written in your notebook, or I have given the homework.
Miss, if you gave it in the first class last week.
Yeah, right.
Then.
Have you done? Have you done the homework? There's a question
Yes.
also. You can look at the question. Just look at the question. Is there any doubt in the question? What are the raw material need for photosynthesis? I don't think you have Now you have any doubt? Both of you. What percentage of air is carbon dioxide? 0.04%. That's it. How does carbon dioxide get in the leaf? I have already explained you the whole process. How does leaf obtain its water? Already explained to you, right? I hope you will solve these questions.
Miss, can you, if there's any homework, can you just write it in the group? In the WhatsApp group.
Okay, fine. Okay, I'll send you. All right. No problem. I'll send it. Okay. So in our next class, we will study about the use of glucose. There's a new topic. In our next class, we have already studied the whole topic, whole things about the leaf, the structure of the leaf, the photosynthesis. Through the photosynthesis, plant perform its food in the form of glucose. So in our next class, we will study about the use of glucose. That plant or leaf prepare its food. So in our next class, we will study about the use of glucose. Okay? So that's
Okay,
all
miss.
for today.
Bye, miss.
Bye-bye. I hope you understood. Bye.